I feel the Spirit moving in me. I feel the Spirit moving in me.
All right. And now, Robin is going to share a song with us. And you want to tell us about it beforehand?
Sure, I'll tell you about it. You do know I choose the songs I do on Sunday because they have a lesson that I need, right? My late husband wrote this song. He was very involved in all those personal transformation things back in the 80s, right? And he went off on a vision quest back in, I didn't know him then, but he went off on a vision quest. He came back with some songs. This is one of the songs that he came back with. And it goes like this. Let it all go, set yourself free, let the other people be what they want to be, let loose of all their good ideas of how you should be. Let it all go, let yourself be. Yeah, right? Can you sing that with me? Let it all go, set yourself free, let the other people be what they want to be, let loose of all their good ideas of how you should be. Let it all go, let yourself be. Well, like the lady said, I must confess, what you think of me is none of my business. Like the fella said, make it snappy. What in the world, what in the world, what in the world is worth being unhappy? Yeah, here we go with the chorus. Well, let it all go, set yourself free, let the other people be what they want to be, let loose of all their good ideas of how you should be. Let it all go, let yourself be. And we would do this song together sometime, and it always reminded me of another song that kind of went like this. La 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 la, feeling groovy. La 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 la, feeling groovy. Or find it in the desert, seek it in the mountain. Somewhere deep within there is a golden fountain. You are all the treasure you will ever need. And all of the world, all of the world, all of the world wants to sing indeed. Oh, let it all go, set yourself free, let the other people be what they want to be, let loose of all their good ideas of how you should be. Let it all go, let yourself be. Oh, let it all go, set yourself free. Let it all go, let yourself be.
All right, Robin. That's worth 2 applauses, don't you think? All right. Well, what we're about today is a burning bowl service, which is a spiritual ritual of renunciation and transformation. We're going to release things that don't work, old memories, old conditions, releasing things that happen to us that we're willing to let go of so that we don't focus our attention on it and let it influence our lives. We're going to look at releasing thoughts, thought patterns that kind of stick around. You ever notice that sometimes those things show up? The same old thought patterns come back and the thoughts condemn you or us in some way, right? And we're going to look at releasing feelings that aren't important, that pull us down and keep us from being these enlightened, miraculous individuals and expressions of spirit that we are. We're going to do this so that we can experience full health, so that we can experience deeper relationships, so that we can find peace, find joy, find prosperity. And we're going to look at, what are some of the automatic thoughts that we have that kind of are stuck on this tape drive? Remember the old tape drives that used to go around and around, right? Sometimes some of our thoughts appear like that. Something happens and this thought comes back and goes, remember this, remember what somebody said, remember what you did, remember how horrible that was. We're going to let that go today if you choose. The power is up to you. You get to decide what you want to release today. This is a time of forgiveness. Forgiveness is a perfect example of this process. Because in the process of forgiveness, we remember something that we said or did, or somebody else said or did, and we feel that energy of it. And then forgiveness is about just letting it go, opening our hearts, opening the possibility to experience more fullness and more life. Because when we don't forgive someone, we think it's hurting them, right? Which is kind of crazy because they're off doing their own thing. They've totally forgot about it. Forgiveness is all about forgiving who? Forgiving ourselves, so that we can be the powerful expressions of truth and love that we are. Oftentimes, when we don't forgive someone, we shut down and we stop loving. We stop loving ourselves. And we're thinking we're stopping loving them, thinking it's going to hurt them in some way. But the truth is, they're just out doing their life. They're not aware that we are holding resentment against them. They're just doing their thing. So forgiveness and this whole process that we're about today of transformation is about forgiving ourselves and reframing our lives so that we experience the fullness of who we are. So this is the burning bowl is an active act of transformation, right? We're going to take a little piece of paper, which I hope you got. Did everybody get the little thing that we offered you when you first came in? Hopefully it looks like this. Right? Did everybody get one of those? If you didn't, raise your hand. We got one back here, I think. Christmas elves are still around. So we're going to, in a few moments, we're going to write on this pink piece of kind of like flash paper, or I'm calling it butterfly transformation paper, the things that we want to release. And it's small, so you're going to have to summarize it or think of a word or two to identify that, right? And then we're going to come over here to this huge flame and release it. And it's actually, I like to think of transformation as changing the form of something, right? When we change resentment into forgiveness, it changes the form of that resentment. And it just becomes a clear opportunity for transformation. And then we're going to work on the later part of the service today on what is it that we're going to replace that with. So, we know that everything is energy. When you agree, science is beginning to prove that everything is energy. And we, as human beings, as spiritual beings, having a physical experience, we get to deal with energy all the time. And in the universe, as far as I know, in the research that I've done, energy can never be destroyed. It changes form, but it's always in some form or another. So we're going to transform the things that aren't working in your life, or one aspect of them, and open the possibility up for you to see it a different way and to experience it a different way in your life. In Unity, we talk about the law of mind action, and that is that thoughts held in mind produce after their kind. Right? The thoughts that we have are attractors that attract to us what we focus our attention on. So today, we're going to change the thoughts so that we can attract something new and vibrant and powerful into our lives. So this ceremony today is really about cleaning our consciousness. And so I'm going to invite Adam up to lead us through a little bit of an explanation of what we're doing, and then a meditation to help us identify that which we want to release today. Are you ready? Okay, before we do that, You've got to be willing to do this, right? Because if you're not willing, if there's any part of you that is resistant to this, it's not going to work. We might as well just throw the paper out the window. So really look at, are you willing to be transformed today? Are you willing to step into that void and release something that's not working for you?
Yes.
Yes, one person is. Anybody else willing to do that? I am willing to be transformed at depth today. Affirm that with me. I am willing to be transformed at depth today. And this is saying to our subconscious mind, okay, I'm here, I'm available, I'm going to make this happen, right? So you have affirmed it, you've thought it, you've said it, and now we're going to move into experiencing it. So here is Adam.
Thank you.
You bet.
Wow. Wow, what a blessing to get up and get to be able to participate in this a little bit. So, yeah, I mean, Blaine summarized a lot of it so well there. Little small piece of paper. Summarize what you want to release. Because I wanted to write, well, you know, when I was 10 years old, my daddy didn't buy me a bike, and so that's where it all started. But none of that. You got to get it down to just that one little thing. And another trap, I've been in the self-improvement community for like 40 years, and one of the, you know, we talk about the thoughts that get reinforced. So just being in self-improvement is reinforcing the thought, there's something wrong with me. I need to improve. So even though we're doing the burning bowl and releasing, let's remember that it's not anything that we have to push away. It's not anything negative. I love that you made it transformation instead of just, oh, I release, this is what's wrong. So maybe it's a new choice. You know, maybe whatever that issue is it's been in your field for a while, and there's some reason that you're experiencing it, but it doesn't mean that it's your fault. It just means that it's something for you to look at and something that may be a boost for your next step. So maybe it's a fear. So we're going to focus in on what you're going to actually put on the paper, and then I'll try to do a little meditation to really make it a place for you to channel what you really need on there. So it might be a fear about something that comes around a lot. It might be a judgment, you know, and Blaine was already talking about forgiveness and that sort of thing. You know, habits are a popular choice for New Year's. I resolve to not do whatever that is that I'm doing. So just gently see them and, you know, just know that they're a part of you. And what's important to remember is that, you know, some things we developed in childhood as a coping mechanism or something that really got us through. There might be a time that reacting that way to what was in our environment saved us, you know, saved our sanity, saved our peace, kept us safe. So we developed things, you know, in previous parts of our life that worked. And then, you know, years later, we're still doing them. And, you know, it's looking, someone had said discernment, you know, it's fun to break words down into smaller words. So discernment was, does this serve me? So just looking at what's going, not making it wrong, but just going, does this still serve me? For years, I reacted to this by doing this. Now, does that still serve me? Or, you know, would I really like to make another choice now? So if you think it doesn't serve you anymore, that's a simple thing to put down on the paper. So I think that's the preamble. So let's just meditate for a second. If you want to close your eyes and relax and take a deep breath. On the inhale, I love to breathe in a brand new day. Breathe in God's love. And on your exhale, just let go of anything that needs to be let go of. Breathe in God, love. Exhale what's not needed. And we're going to try to simmer it down to just a few words that really summarize whatever we'd like to release and transform today. We're going to drop it in the burning bowl. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but just because we're recycling that thought. The same way Paley sometimes recycles the land. She doesn't destroy, she just says, oh, it's time for a new beginning. Let's let this part go and put something even more beautiful in there. So we release with acceptance. And we remember it's just a ride and a flow. So when we run into something in front of us, does this serve me? Do I need it? Or do I let this one go? And if it's a habit that we want to change, we just affirm that we can easily see new choices. If it's a reaction we have to things, we know that we can choose a new response. If what you're feeling is maybe overwhelm, too many things going on, pressure, complications, we just affirm ease. We just affirm the perfection of God and that it's easy to release that. So as you get ready, Blaine will tell you when to actually write it on your paper. But the question really is for yourself. We'll think on this for a few seconds. What adjustment? Sorry. Keep meditating. Maybe I was done. What adjustment would just make each day a little easier and a little happier and a little more full expression of the divine being you are? You can just meditate on that for a moment.
Just breathing in and breathing out. Kind of reaching into that truth within you and to look, what is it that can be released today? What belief, what thought, what experience from the past am I willing to release? And just bring it down to a word or two. Might be to release a habitual reaction. Maybe to taking things personally or fear of being controlled or fear of not looking good or being good. And I invite you to take out your pink paper, and maybe you can use the back of the butterfly card or the front of it to sort of stabilize and to go ahead and write a word or two on there. And we'll just take a minute to do that. And if you haven't finished writing, you can continue to do so. And I'd like to kind of show you what I think is a good way to do this. I have some tongs, and because sometimes this paper, what's that? Yeah, you can write and listen at the same time. Well, some people can. So this piece of paper that you're going to ignite sometimes burns very fast and sometimes kind of slow. And so I'm inviting you to use the tongs and to stick it in on the fire And kind of the idea would be to let it burn, then drop it into the bowl, and try and avoid dropping it into the candle if you can. And so, oh, I've got an affirmation for this too. Let's see. I release these errors. They have no power over me. So where you can say this or anything else, might just say, I let go. I let go and let God. I release. I release these errors. They have no power over me. As you can see, it's gone. So I just would like to invite you to come up. I'll stand here and protect you as much as I can. And come on up and to burn yours when you're ready. And Robin's going to go first so she can. Gone. Thank you. Yep.
Okay.
Perfect. Thank you. Ooh, you are thorough. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, that's good. Thanks. Fabulous. You want to get all of it. That's good. Thank you. Thank you. I'll burn it all later. Sometimes stuff is stubborn. Yeah. Thank you. Right. It's very tasty. It's gone. It's gone. Ooh. All right. They got it. Hi, Cindy. Very good. Yep. All gone. There has to be one in every crowd. Next time I'll have a fire extinguisher up here, I think. We got 2 fires burning, but I think that one will go out soon. Let me see this just for a second. Call the fire marshal. This is, they don't allow flash paper to be shipped to Maui or Hawaii anymore. So we've had to go with a different type of paper this year, and that's why we're in the midst of this experiment. All right. Yep, that's good. I'll burn all the little pieces that are left afterwards. Yeah, in a fire-safe room. All right. Let that thing go. Good job. Yes. Gone. Transformed.
Let spirit run my
I invite you to
life.
stand and let's sing
My
this song.
heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. Let the spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. One more time. I release and I let go. I let spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God.
All right. Thank you. So I invite you to be seated and just to be in this moment, to take in the good of this moment. Just to feel the freedom that is with you now. That has been held on to is now released to the universe. Breathing in and breathing out, letting go. This spiritual expansion ceremony that we're about today, the spiritual transformation or the spiritual metamorphosis, is kind of like the journey of the butterfly. Butterflies are one of nature's most beautiful and amazing creatures. They flutter about like free spirits, but only after going through a metamorphosis. Spiritual transformation is physical and spiritual metamorphosis. It's a letting go of something that's been challenging in our lives and embracing something new. And many people fear change. Probably might have been a few people who wouldn't come today because they don't want to release, they don't want to change. But this is so important to our spiritual transformation. You know, there is nothing about a caterpillar that tells you that it's going to be a butterfly. And in the same way, when we make this spiritual transformation, we're embracing and embodying a part of ourselves that maybe we haven't even seen before because of the limited thinking and beliefs that we've had and the way we've let things in our past affect us, that we can't even see the truth of who we are. So we've begun this process. You have begun this process today. And it will continue, I suspect, for the rest of the day, the rest of the week. Transformation often takes time. Have you noticed? It'd be great if we had a magic wand and we could just wave it and the thing that we desire to get rid of is gone. And sometimes that is true. I think the more that we do this kind of work, the more we can kind of get in the pattern of releasing and letting go and letting things transform. I like to think somehow that the caterpillar gets some kind of an idea that something is happening. Maybe he looks up and sees butterflies and he goes, wow, I wish I could fly, right? You ever get that glimmer in yourself when you get that feeling that says, oh, what if I forgive somebody? What would this person, what would that feel like? What if I forgive myself? What if I could be free of that? How would that feel? Just to let that go. You ever get those little glimmers of truth that you know that you can be better in the next moment than maybe you are in this one? That little glimmer of, wow, there's something in you that wants to experience itself more fully. Sometimes we find ourselves in a cocoon. And a cocoon is the first stage of transformation for a butterfly. Beyond the realization that something's going to happen, in that cocoon stage, maybe you feel kind of sticky and gooey and kind of stuck, right? Because what's on the inside of this cocoon, if we were to open it up, it's just a bunch of goo, right? That caterpillar is being totally transformed. And that same thing can happen for us in this process. And that's often what drives us to transformation, is we get so stuck and we're like, this is horrible. I don't like the way this feels. I don't like who I am. I want to be fuller. I want to be more alive. I want to be happier. I want to be healthier. I want to be more prosperous. And we can actually feel like we are stuck. Ever felt that way? Let me see your hand. Ever felt that way? Yeah. So isn't that great? That's the first part of the transformation process, to realize, oh, I can do something about that. I can feel that. And often, I know for me, when I'm starting to feel stuck, I might do something that represents being in a cocoon. What do you think that might be? Sleep. Yes, you're right. But meditation. Right? We can often spend time, and sometimes we sleep in meditation, and that's all right. But it's like we go into that place to think about what it is that is coming up for us. We contemplate, we reflect on, okay, I'm feeling kind of stuck. What can I do about it? And this is when we move into what I like to call the expansion stage. Is when we start to go, okay, there's something out there. There's some way of being that I can be that's more than this little worm, more than this goo that I'm stuck with. And this is the expansion stage where we start to get a glimmer of an idea of what can be for us. And then from there, when we keep working on this transformation and opening ourselves to it, we move to the pre-flight stage. And this is where we start to move from our cocoon, or we crack that cocoon open, right? I remember when I used to teach first and second grade, and we always got a caterpillar exhibit, right? And actually saw the caterpillar climb up the little branches in this box that we had and form a cocoon. And then they'd be in there for a while. And then at some point, this cocoon would crack open, right? And the butterfly would start to stick its wing out or stick its foot out. Or this is when we start to try to do things differently. When we're like, okay, I think that this can work. I think that I can be more positive. I really am starting to believe that I can forgive myself, or I can do this thing that's challenging for me. And we start to stretch our wings a little bit and test them out. You ever see a butterfly on a cocoon like this? It'll hold on, and it's trying out its wings as it's holding on to the cocoon. Like, okay, I got to build up the confidence to break away and let go of all the stuff that I've been stuck to. Take a breath, because this is where flight happens. And that's the next stage, where we say, you know what? This is where we get the confidence. I believe that I can fly. And there's a great song like that, where we just know I can do this. I can feel this. I can make this happen. I can fly. I have the courage to spread my wings and leave the things that weren't working for me. And I tell you this because if you're really determined to work on that thing that you came up with today, you may well go through these stages, right? And what I hope you'll see is that we need to have the determination to keep going, even though it's difficult, even though it's challenging, to say, you know what, I'm going to break through this. I'm going to step into my powerful beingness, that presence of God within me, that Buddha nature, that Christ nature, that love nature, that creative nature that is the truth of who I am. And then from there we move into the conscious stage. And this is the place where we begin to realize, wow, me and the presence of Spirit within me has the ability to transform the things that aren't working for me. That's a powerful place to be. It's characterized by feelings of peace. And it's like, okay, I got this. I can do this. I can be this. I can move beyond this challenging experience. And that's the beauty of this, is to know when we feel down, when we feel sad, when we feel angry, when we feel in the goo, that there is a way out of it. Someone said, it works if you work it. And which is such a huge part of the spiritual journey, is to commit ourselves to that transformation. Okay, so let's do meditation. I invite you to close your eyes. And breathe in and breathe out and bring your awareness to this moment. And I invite you to gently and lovingly hold the thing that you want to transform today. Maybe it's a feeling, maybe it's a past situation. Maybe it's an old habit, an old way of reacting to life. And to know for yourself that this can be transformed today, in the next week, however is the perfect time. So breathing in and breathing out. Imagine that you can hold the old pattern, the old thought, the old feeling, the old judgment, the resentment, and just for a minute, appreciate it. Maybe even love it. Because it has been who you have been. And now it's time to let it be transformed. And imagine that you can release it as if you would release a butterfly. And imagine that it flaps its wings and that it becomes something different. Perhaps you feel some joy around what you are becoming. Some joy around being this butterfly that you are. Breathing in and breathing out. And imagine that you are the butterfly. That your existence is about flying. That you are free and that you're powerful and that you're beautiful. You might even picture a butterfly that has a lot of beauty and picture yourself being that butterfly. And I invite you to begin to bring your awareness back to this moment and to open your eyes when you're ready and take out the butterfly card. And we'll take just a couple moments just to write on this card that which you are becoming, really that which you are. You might say, I am a loving person, and I am experiencing the love from many people. Or you might say, I have forgiven the past, and now I live in this powerful moment. You might say, I moved through the challenges in my life, and I embrace my love, my power. Just as the caterpillar breaks out of its comfortable cocoon, stretching itself and getting blood to its wings and its body, you too are being transformed. You are a new you, a new way of being, a new way of sharing your love and light with the world. And as you go through the various stages of transformation, metamorphosis, you have a fuller understanding of who you are. And you've shifted. You've changed your perspective. You've realized your potential. You have a wider perspective, a wider view of the universe and of your life. Being conscious means participating in your own transformation. I invite you to take this butterfly card with you today and to put it on your refrigerator, on your desk, or someplace where you'll see it and remember who you are. Remember the new you, the transformed you. This is a poem titled Butterfly. There she goes. She glides upon the earth, flowing through life, existing in peace. Beyond this realm of pain and suffering, she now brings smiles and laughter to all of those around her. Her aura radiates light, invisible, yet perceived by all. How beautiful she is. Her love pours forth from the inside out. Her presence is her light and the joy that she shares. And everything that she seeks and everywhere she is free. She is you. So how do you feel right now? Feel free? You're ready to fly? Well, thank you for being here today. And I invite you at this time to prepare your love offerings and your donations to Unity on Maui. And I know that you are transformed by being here and following these truths. And I know that you are living lives that are impacting the world. And my heart and mind bless you and thank you for sharing your gift with the world. And I invite you in the same way to share some of your energy, your money energy with Unity on Maui. It's part of the wind below our wings that keeps us moving forward. Our prosperity continues to bless you, bless the world, bless all of us that participate in this great work. So thank you. And as you, for those of you out in Facebook land, thank you for being here today. Hope you enjoyed our time together. If you'd like to donate to Unity on Maui, you can go to our website, www.unityonmaui.org, and donate there in our saved donation place. And so I invite us all now to take our gifts and to hold them, to feel the energy of them and the energy that's moving in, through, and as us, and to give thanks for them by praying and affirming our affirmation of prosperity together. Let's say it together. Through a grateful, giving heart, my mind and life overflow with the abundance of God's all-providing, infinite supply. And so it is. Namaste. right. Well, thank you, Robin, again for your great work today. Thank you, Adam, for your beautiful meditation. Thank you, Emily, on the camera, Al on the soundboard, our ushers and greeters and prayer chaplains. Thank you all for making this possible for us to do this. So let's take a moment and give thanks for these gifts. Thank you, loving Spirit, for these gifts that have come to us in love. We hold them, we bless them, and we know that they move in and through and as us through this ministry and out into the world. And we behold a world that's filled with love, with light, with joy, and with peace. And so it is. Thank you. All right, I got just a few announcements today. There's a pretty fresh sign-up sheet for flowers for this year. You can sign up in the back to bring flowers and to have them bless us on the platform on Sunday morning. You put your name down and how you'd like those flowers donated to somebody else or for a special occasion. And on the back table back there are a number of CDs that Cindy Paulos left when she spoke a couple weeks ago, and she's donated them to us to offer them to you for a love offering. And they often include beautiful words that she wrote and music by some pretty amazing musicians. And her poetry is just beautiful. So those are on the back. You're welcome to take them for a donation. And she's still blessing us even 2 weeks later. Next week is our White Stone ceremony. It's a fabulous opportunity to take the transformation that we're about even to a deeper level. And, you know, back in the old days, back in biblical times, when somebody was released from jail, oftentimes they offered them a white stone. And on that white stone, they were to write or to engrave what they wanted to be now that they were no longer in captivity. And so it's a great opportunity for us in the same way to really look at and identify what is it we want to be and put it into a word or a phrase that we can take with us to remember this is who we're going to be in 2023. So join us next week for that. It'll be a lot of fun. And nobody gets burnt and leaves much less of a mess than our transformation ceremony today. And let's see. Oh, next Sunday also, we're going to take down all this amazing Christmas decorations that we so beautifully put up. And it'd be great to have your help next week to do that after the service. And many hands make work light. So thank you for joining us next Sunday to help us with that. And this is the last day, as far as I know, to donate to the food bank. There's a bucket back there. I brought some stuff from home this morning and put it in there. And if you have things on you today, you're welcome to donate to that. And we'll look forward to doing that again this year, later on this year. How many days till Christmas? When our dear Kurt Lee, who was here for 20 years and with me doing services for 10 years, after the Christmas Eve service, and I have many memories of us doing this together, often outside the EAL. We'd walk outside and everything was taken down from our New Year's Eve presentation, and we look at each other and say, what are we doing for Easter? It's only 4 months away or something, right? That was a good time. And Linda's doing the Course in Miracles here starting the 9th, if I am correct, right? This is Linda right here. If you have any questions about that, you can ask her. She facilitates this group, and they have a marvelous time with this incredible teaching. Thank you, Linda, for doing that. That's from 4 until 5:30 on Monday. A week from Monday, I guess, will be your first one this year. And if you're looking for a midweek fix, for lack of a better word, want to get centered in the middle of the week, come here on Thursday. We do a meditation from 12 until 12:15, read the daily word, and spend 30 minutes in the silence. And sorry, no walk your talk today. Oh, usually I summarize everything that I say and put it in a one-sheet summary. There are walk your talks up there, but they're not from today. So, yeah, I figured since this was so experiential, that's really the value comes in experiencing it. So thank you for being here today. All right, so I think that about wraps it up. Why don't we all stand? I'd like to invite a few people to come up here and stand on the platform with me. We'll say the prayer of protection together, and then Robin will lead us in the peace song. So come on up, you guys. Be brave. This might be your 15 minutes of fame. You never know. All right, let's take a breath. And together, the light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us wherever we are. God is. God bless you. Thank you for being here today.
Where I live, they're all raised.